This is Sky Sports News HQ, and these are your top stories. Gareth Southgate has confirmed that Wayne Rooney will captain England in tomorrow night's World Cup qualifier with Scotland. Rooney's scored just twice so far this season.
Most of them have played in the fixture before. I think it's nice for them to remember that they're part of the history. That you know, some famous players before have worn the shirt that they're going to be wearing. But they rightly hold that position now, and that every time you play for England in a fixture like this, you have an opportunity to make a bit of history, to be involved in a game that people might remember for years to come.
This was the Scotland squad at Glasgow Airport this morning. Celtic captain Scott Brown has travelled despite being in injury doubt. The midfielder has come out of international retirement for the game at Wembley, with Scotland backed by 14,000 travelling fans. England's cricketers have built a strong lead against India after day 2 of the first test in Rajkot. Ben Stokes was among 3 players to hit a first innings century for England, the first time they've done that on the subcontinent in 55 years. He made 128, Joe Root hit 124 and Moeen Ali 117 as England were all out for 537. India ended the day on 63 for no loss, trailing by 474 runs. Tom Wood and Johnny May returned to the England Rugby Union team to face South Africa in their opening Rugby Autumn International at Twickenham on Saturday. There's also a first start for Wasps centre Elliot Daly, who's come off the bench in 5 previous matches. Kyle Sinclair of Harlequins, Wasps' Nathan Hughes and Worcester centre Ben Teo could also make their debuts, having been named among the replacements. As Gail Davis reports, it's a big change of fortunes for Wood.
Tom Wood, described by Eddie Jones as distinctively average at last year's Rugby World Cup, earns a recall for the injured James Haskell. In the second row, Courtney Laws will win his 50th cap, partnering Joe Launchbury. Those two, no doubt, with a bit of a point to prove, they've fallen down the pecking order to George Cruz and Maro Itoje, who, of course, are both injured. And then on the wing, it's Marlon Yard and Johnny May in for the injured Anthony Watson. And Jack Noel May will make his first appearance since a long-term knee injury.
Meanwhile, Wales have made 6 changes ahead of Saturday's game against Argentina. Alan Wynne-Jones, Sam Warburton, Liam Williams and Jonathan Davis all returned for Rob Howley's side. Gareth Davis and Thomas Francis are also included, while captain Gethin Jenkins becomes the world's most capped front row forward of all time as he makes his 133rd international appearance. Martin Murray will face Nuhu Lawal for the WBA Continental Super Middleweight title in Monte Carlo on Saturday night. The German fighter is unbeaten in 23 fights and replaces Dmitry Chudinov, who withdrew through illness. It's the 3rd new opponent for the British fighter, who was originally meant to face Arthur Abraham before he pulled out with an injury last month.